Hi everyone, my name is Jason, and I would like to share with you the story about how I got where I am today. Now, you may wonder, where am I? Well, I'll leave that up to your interpretation. However, what I will tell you is that I'm no longer on Earth like the rest of you listening. It all started when my family and I decided to take a trip to the Dominican Republic. Many people know the Dominican Republic as this beautiful beach-filled island, and they're not wrong. However, the island is also filled with mountains. As a matter of fact, most of the island is filled with mountain ranges. My family and I went on vacation to the beach to visit some extended relatives. I was having such a beautiful time with my family that I decided I also wanted to visit my other relatives on the other side of the island. They were about 4 hours away, but the rest of my family was not on board with this road trip, so without hesitation, I set off on a 4-hour venture on my own. These mountain views were nothing shy of pure beauty. While being able to smell and feel the ocean breeze, it was an experience like no other. The sun began to set quickly, and before I knew it, all the natural light was gone, and suddenly the views were not as pretty. As I continued my drive, the roads began to get smaller and windier. To say the least, at this point, I wished the trip was over. But I still had roughly 2 hours ahead of myself. I stayed focused on my goal and pushed through the next hour of the drive. Then all of a sudden, the rental car starts making all sorts of funky noises that I knew for a fact was not normal. I decided to ignore them and push through, but of course, fate was not on my side. The car breaks down right before the peak of the mountain. I wasn't sure what to do in that moment. My head was so jumbled up from being upset about the car breaking down, I was not thinking rationally. I decided to just try and get farther than I was. I hopped out of the car and pushed it up the little ways to the peak of the mountain. Once I got to the top, as you would imagine, I was extremely out of breath. I hopped back into the car, put it in neutral, and just let it roll down the rest of the way. I was fatigued and my sense of time was off. With no one passing by these roads, I was clueless and phoneless. I felt the car slowing down bit by bit, and I steered my way to the side of the road. I look around and see nothing but trees and mountains, not a person in sight. I had all kinds of nerves running through my body. I was in the middle of a country I wasn't familiar with, and I had no form of communication with anyone, and looking back at it, it sounds like I was asking for it. Anyway, I needed to use the bathroom, so I decided to get away from the side of the road and use it in the woods. In the distance, I saw a human figure. I could not have been more excited to see someone and ask for help with my situation. From where I was standing, she looked like a beautiful, curvy woman with long hair almost down to her ankles. As I get closer, I noticed her feet were backwards, and knew right away she was not there to help me. By the time I recognized she was a Ciguapa, it was too late for me. I got caught in her sensual trance, and where I lost control of my body. She then took me back to her cave where she made passionate love to me. I could not really understand why I was allowing myself to go through with all of this. I could hear my subconscious telling me to get rid of her and go the other direction, but my body physically would not let me. Once she finished her dirty deeds, I had the opportunity to look around and see several skeletons laying around. Before I even had the chance to react internally, she kills me by eating my body piece by piece, savoring each bite as if it were her last.